Yeah. Okay, we're going to do mincha, though. We can do mincha quickly before we get started. But let's see. Okay, thank you. Hey, everyone joining us on live stream. Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach. We're going to start in a moment. Thanks for your patience. We're going to do a quick mincha, and then we'll roll into Kabbalat Shabbat, which is abbreviated, really, because of the Chag of Sukkot. We'll start with Mizmor Shir Le'Yom HaShabbat, meaning we're skipping the Chad Odi, and then we're just cruising into Maariv. So I think what we'll do is begin with the mincha. That starts on page 1. Give you a chance to get your Sidurim. And let's do the Ashrei responsively. I'll sing with you. Ashrei Ashrei Ve'techa Odi Halalucha Selah Tila LeDavid Arbim Chalo Hai HaMelech V'Avarcha Shimcha Le'olam Va'ed V'Avarchecha V'Lashim Chalil Gadol Adonai Mulal Me'yahod V'Digdulato Ein Cheker Dor L'Dor Yishabach Masecha Gvurotecha Yagid Hadar Kavod Hodecha V'Divrei Niflotecha Sicha Zotecha Yomeru Gdulatcha Saprena Zecharav Divchaya Bihu V'Tzid Gadacha Yiraninu V'Nbrachum Adonai Erchapam Gadol Chased Tov Adonai L'Kol V'Rachamav Kol Masab Kol Masecha Tzidach Yivrachucha Kiva Malchutecha Yomeru Gvurotecha Yidaberu Lo Diovnei Adam Gvurotav Vodadar Malchuto Malchutecha Malchut Kol Amim Memshadecha B'Chol Dor Vador Semech L'Nai L'Chol Noflim Zorkeif L'Chol Akvufim Einei Chol Nechisa Be'iru V'ata Noten Lahem Et Ochlam B'Ito Ve'achet Yadecha Maspil L'Chol Chayrat Zod Tzadik Adonai B'Chol Rachav V'Chasi B'Chol Masav V'Adonai L'Chol Karav Chol Asher Gru V'Emet V'Tzorei Av Yaseh V'Yed Shavatam Yishma V'Yoshiyehim Shmer Adonai Ad Kol Avav V'Edol R'Shaim Yashmid Tila Adonai Yedaber Pi V'Varech Kol Basar Shem Kol Shol Le'olam Va'ed V'Nachnu Nevarech Ya Me'adav Yad Olam Hallelujah. We're lacking a meaning at the moment, so I'll invite you all to just recite silently the Amidah for a mincha beginning on page 3a or 3b. We omit the Kedusha, and the mincha concludes on page 9. No, we're not. This is the afternoon service. It's not Sukkot. Just regular mincha. Jenny on her way?
She's on her way, and there's 2 people out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Can
Oh,
we count them?
you can count the people outside, yeah. Let's turn to page 11. We're going to conclude the Mincha, just reciting Aleinu as we typically do, and then we'll move into the Ma'ariv, Kabbalat Shabbat. Aleinu l'shabeach Adon hakol, v'atik gdola liotzer b'reshit, shelo asa nekegei haratzon, v'lo asa ma'anech mishpachot adama, shelo samcha kinukahem, v'gahor aleinu gechol hamonam, v'anachnu kohorim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech, malchei hamelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu noten shamayim ve'oser haaretz, v'majavi l'rohu b'shamayim imah, Shvin Adonai, Shvin Adonai, v'gani meromim, Tu Eloheinu Einon, Ebed Malkeinu, Ebed Zulado, Kagadu B'dorado, V'Adayo, Ve'Hashemona, Ve'Eleva Ve'cha, Ki Adonai Hu Elohim, V'Shamayim Imah, Ve'al Haaretz, Mi'edachad, Einon. Kakatu b'toratecha, Hanayim ha'ochelam va'ed, V'nemar v'haya Adonai, V'melech ha'kol haaretz, V'yom ha'hu, Yeh Adonai echad, U'shemo seated. Now we'll begin our Kabbalat Shabbat service. Of course, this evening it's a little truncated because it's also the Chag, beginning of the first day of Sukkot. So normally on Kabbalat Shabbat we recite these psalms, including the Chad Odi, as we make our way to the Baruch Hu, the Ma'ariv service. But tonight we actually begin on page 23, which is the psalm for the Shabbat, which appears right after the Chad Odi. We'll get to that in just a moment, but to warm ourselves up, why don't we sing a little Shalom Aleichem. We can go traditional. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharei, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon, Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu, Ni L'Shalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzidchem l'shalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon, Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Very nice. Let's turn to page 23, and we'll sing both the beginning of this Psalm 92 and the end. Mizmor shir Yom HaShabbat tov lehodot l'Adonai u'lezamer l'shimcha elyon u'lezamer l'shimcha elyon. Mizmor shir Yom HaShabbat tov lehodot l'Adonai u'lezamer l'shimcha elyon u'lezamer l'shimcha elyon. Lehagid b'boker chazdecha v'emunatcha b'leilot. Alei Yachasor v'alei Navel, alei Gayon Bechinor, Mizmor Shili Yom HaShabbat, Tov Leho Dol Leho Dol Adonai, Lizamer L'Shimcha Elyon, Lizamer L'Shimcha Elyon. Now join me 4 lines from the bottom. Tzadik Adamar Yivrach Ki Eretz Balivanon Yizgeh Shetulim Beved Adonai Bechazrot Eloheinu Yavrichu Od Yenuvun Beseva Disheni Virananim Lehagid Ki Ashar Adonai Zuri Velo Avladabo. We turn now to the top of page 24. Let's read together in the Hebrew Psalm 93. Adonai Malach Yehut Lavesh, Lavesh Adonai Oz Hitazar, Afti Ko Tevel Bal Timot, Nachon Kisacha Meaz, Meolam Ata, Nasu'un Harod Adonai, Nasu'un Harod Kolam, Yesun Harod Dochyam, Mi Kolot Maim Rabim, Adiri Mishperiam, Adir Bamarom Adonai, Edotecha Emnu Maod, Levetecha Nava Kodesh, Adonai L'orech Yamin. Edotecha Emnu Maod, Levetecha Nava Kodesh, Adonai L'orech Yamin. Alan, will you check how many people we have out in the multi-purpose room? Well, we can't count her if she's waiting outside. What?
I know there were 2.
Yeah, maybe there's another one.
But we can prove that.
We need 3.
Right.
Okay, so we're just a little shy of a minyan, but we'll get there. So we're going to omit the mourner's kaddish on page 24. What is Sandy waiting for? Oh, what happened? All right, okay. Well, we don't have a minyan yet, so we're going to skip the Baruch Hu, but we'll go down to page 28, and let us read in English, actually, on the left, the paragraph of this blessing together. Praised are you, Adonai our God, who rules the universe, your word bringing the evening dusk. You opened with wisdom the gates of dawn, designed the day with wondrous skill, set out the succession of seasons, and arranged the stars in the sky according to your will. Adonai Tzvaot, you create day and night, holding light away from darkness and darkness away from light. Eternal God, your sovereignty shall forever embrace us. Praise to you, Adonai, for each evening's dusk. All right, we just made a minyan, so why don't we'll jump up, page 28. I invite you to rise. We'll do the Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Very good. Mavi Mehivi Laila, Mavdil Ben Yabun Vein Laila, Adonai Tzvaot Shemaho Elachai, Vekayam Tamidim Lochalin Elam Vaed, Baruch Adonai, Hamari Bravim. Page 29, we sing Havat Olam together. Havat Olam Beit Israel, Amchavda, Torah Mitzvot, Chokim Mishpatim, Odanu Limadida. Talkin Adonai Eloheinu, V'shachvinu u'v'kulmeinu, Nasiach b'chukecha, V'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha, Li'olam va'ed. Ki mechayenu v'yorech yameinu, v'yorech yameinu. V'hem nege yomam v'layla. V'yavadcha das b'menu le'olami, baruch Adonai, ohiva mo Yisrael. Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'yahavita ed Adonai Elohecha, v'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha, v'chol meodecha, v'hayu advarim ha'ele, Asher Anochi Vetzavecha Hayom Alevavecha Veshinadam Levanecha V'dibarta Bam V'jivnecha V'veitecha V'lechnecha Havaderech Shorvecha V'kumecha V'kshadam L'hoda Yadecha V'ildodavot V'neinecha V'chedavidam Abzuzod Beitecha V'vishe'arecha V'ayam mishmoti yishmut V'otay shalachim et saberchem hayom. Adonai Elohechem Emet. We continue in silence on page 32. V'emuna kol zot v'kam alena ki hu Adonai Eloheinu v'en zot v'nach. We sing together on the bottom of the first paragraph, 3 lines from the bottom, about 4 lines from the end of the line. V'ra'uvanav gevurato, shibechu v'hadu lishma. V'ra'uvanav gevurato, shibechu v'hadu lishma. U'malchuto, U'malchuto, v'ratzon kiblu aleihem. U'malchuto, U'malchuto, v'ratzon kiblu aleihem. Moshe, Moshe, v'nei Yisrael, lechanu shira. Moshe, Moshe, v'nei Yisrael, besimcha rabba v'yameru chulam, micha mocha ba'ilim Adonai, micha mocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot, osevele, malchudecha ra'uvanecha, B'hokeyayam livnei Moshe, Zeili, Anu ve'amiru, Adonai yimloch, le'olam va'ed. V'nei makif Adonai Yaakov, Gala be'al-chazak mimenu, Baruch Adonai, Yisrael. Let us read responsively in the middle paragraph on the right on the left on page 33. Protect us with your gift of peace by helping us to overcome temptation. Shelter us in your embrace of peace when we are caught by conflict or desire. Cherish our fragmented lives, make our lives whole again through integrity.
When we deceive, turn us to you. When we corrupt, capture our hearts anew.
Protect us from ourselves. When we falter, help us to conquer the enemy within.
When we want you, restore us. With compassion, teach us and feed us in faith based on your truth.
For us, Aleinu, Sukkot, Sukkot, Shilomecha. For us, Aleinu, Sukkot, Sukkot, Shilomecha. Baruch Adonai, Ha'parei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu v'Kol Am Yisrael v'Al Yerushalayim. Page 34, I invite you to rise for Vishamru, and afterward we'll make the proclamation for the festival. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat La'asot et HaShabbat le'dorotam berit olam. V'shamiru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat La'asot et HaShabbat le'dorotam berit olam. Ve'hein yuvim b'nei Yisrael Oti leolam, oti leolam, oti leolam, v'shamiru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'azot et HaShabbat le'dorotam berit olam. Ki shesed yamim as Adonai et hashamayim v'ed haaretz v'shamiru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat le'dorotam berit olam. V'vayom hashvi Shabbat v'yinavash, Shabbat v'yinavash, Shabbat v'yinavash v'shamiru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'azot et HaShabbat le'dorotam berit olam. Read together in the Hebrew and then in the English this line from Leviticus 23:44 to proclaim the festivals. Vayedaber Moshe et Moadei Adonai el bnei Yisrael. Thus Moses proclaimed the festivals of Adonai before the people Israel. Yidgadaha vidgadaha shemei rabba. Bi'olamad yivrach era'udei v'yamelich malchutei. V'chayichon v'yomeichon v'chayidecha b'id Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, v'vizmahad gari v'imrel. Yehi shmei rabba mivorach. L'olam lo me'almaya, Yitbarach, Yitbarach v'ishtabach, V'yitbar v'yitma v'yitnasei v'yithadar v'yithale v'yithalal, Shemei l'kudusha, L'yehila mingobir l'chata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata, Da'miran b'alma v'imrel. Amen. Now, the Festival Amida begins on page 41A or 41B. We, of course, include the language for Shabbat and for Sukkot. And this concludes on page 44. This being Shabbat, we continue on page 47. I invite you to rise as we sing Vayachulu. Vayachulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol zevav Vayichal Elohim bayom hashvi melachto asher asa Vayishbot bayom hashvi mikol melachto asher asa Vayivarech Elohim et yom hashvi Vayigahay rejodo ki hivo shavat mikol melachto Kiva Shavat Mikom Elachto Asher Bara Elohim Lazot. You may be seated. Baruch Atah Adonai Elohim Avotinu Elohim Avraham Elohim Yitzchak Elohim Yaakov Elohim Sarah Elohim Rivka Elohim Rachel Elohim Leah Hay elagado lagi boy behanora hay elayo konei shamayim va'aretz makin avod b'divaro mechayim idim b'ma'amara makin avod b'divaro mechayim idim b'ma'amaro hay elagado shein gamo Ameni Yaglemo, Beom Shabbat Gojo, Beom Shabbat Gojo, Shabbat Gojo, Makin Avot, Bidivaro, Mechayim Idim, Bemamaro, Makin Avot, Bidivaro, Mechayim Idim, Bemamaro, Kivam, Rahatza, Kivam Ratzalani, Yachlahem, Lefanav, Inavol. Elefanav navod biravavachad v'nodeh elishema v'nodeh elishma b'cha yom damid v'nodeh elishma b'cha yom damid meyin habirachad v'nodeh elishma b'cha yom damid meyin habirachad magid avod b'divaro Mechayim idim b'ma'amaro, Magin avot b'divaro. Mechayim idim b'ma'amaro. Elodot adon shalom, Mikari Shabbat, Mevarech Shevit, Beniach Abigidu Shaliyam, Medushenei Yoneg, Zecher Lemazei Vereshit, Makin Avod B'divaro, Mechayim Idim B'ma'amaro, Makin Avod B'divaro, Mechayim Idim B'ma'amaro. Let's join together on page 48 on the left and read this Kadshenu in English. Our God and God of our ancestors, find favor in our Shabbat rest, instill in us the holiness of your mitzvot, and let your Torah be our portion. Fill our lives with your goodness, and gladden us with your triumph. Cleanse our hearts so that we might serve you faithfully, lovingly and willingly, Adonai our God. Grant that we inherit your holy Shabbat, so that the people Israel who hallow your name will always find rest on this day. Praise to you, Adonai, who hallows Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. We do Kaddish Shalem on the bottom of page 48. Yigadav Yigadav Shemei Rabbah. B'yam hadivrach v'yam nichmach v'yam v'mechon v'chayda chomei Yisrael. B'agalav Yizman Kariv v'yimeru. Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mivorach. Li'olam Elamei Amaya. Yidbarach. Yipach v'shtabach. Yidbarach v'yam minaseh v'yam 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 Shemei Dekudusha. Le'elam mikol berchadav v'shiradav. Tuchadav v'nechamatav. Amiram Elamah v'yimeru. Tid Gabel Sodon Vodon to Israel. God of Hon Vishmaiha Vegimeru. Islam Rabbi Mitchamai Vachayim Alin Vakal Israel Vegimeru. Oseh Shalom Imramav. Uyazeh Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al we do Kiddush here in the sanctuary, but we're going to do Kiddush out in the Sukkah. So we're going to skip page 49. Actually, it would be a different page. It would be page 50. But we'll skip that too. We'll turn to page 51 for Ali. Alidu l'shabeach l'Adonai, l'tigru l'Yosef Reishi, shelo asanu v'yaratzon, v'lo zamanel, v'mechad adama, shelo sam l'kinu gahem, v'gahor alinu, kechol amoram, v'nachnu korim, v'mishachavim u'morim, l'ifnei melech, machli ha'melachim, ha'kadosh baruch hu, shel nozer shamayim ve'yoser haaretz, ha'mashav v'karov ha'shamayim v'mahal, ha'shmin hadozo, v'gavim v'rovim, hu Eloheinu, Einon. Kagatu d'oraitecha, Adonai imloch, ve'olam va'ed, v'nemar, ve'haya Adonai, shlimelech al kol haaretz, v'yom ha'u, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemaho, seated. Join me now on page 80 as we recite and responsibly in English the psalm for the season. On page 80. Psalm 27, a psalm of David. 80. 80. Adonai is my light and my help. Whom shall I fear? Adonai is the strength of my life. Whom shall I dread? One thing I ask of Adonai, for this I yearn, to dwell in the house of Adonai all the days of my life, to behold God's beauty, to pray in God's sanctuary.
I will be in his shrine, safe from peril. God will shelter me beyond the reach of disaster, and raise my head high above my enemies.
I will bring God offerings with shouts of joy, singing, chanting praise to Adonai. Do not hide from me. Do not reject your servant. You have always been my help. Do not abandon me. Forsake me not, my God of deliverance. Teach me your way, Adonai. Guide me on the right path to confound my oppressors. Yet I have faith that I shall surely see Adonai's goodness in the land of the living. Hope in Adonai, be strong, take courage, and hope in Adonai. Kavel Adonai, chazak ve'ametz livecha, v'kavel Adonai. So now we'll go back to our Ma'ariv service for the recitation of the Mourner's Kaddish, which is found on page 52. Those observing a yard site, reciting Kaddish, please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, Be'olama divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chayed chol beit Yisrael, b'agalav v'zman kariv v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach, Le'olam olmei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudisha b'yichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'miran bi'alma v'imru yehi shlam barabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru oseh shalom b'mromab v'yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Before we conclude, are there any announcements you'd like to make? Okay, services tomorrow, and of course on Sunday at 9:30. Tomorrow, Shabbat, we won't be using the lulav and etrog, but we will on Sunday. Tomorrow we'll do a certain version of what they call Hoshanot, where we open the ark and stand in place and recite certain verses of O Lord, save us. And we'll do the same on Sunday, but on Sunday we'll have a little parade with our lulav and etrogim. By the way, if you get the LA Times, there's a really neat article about preparation of the etrog. Page 1, actually, bottom. I shared that with my daughters. I didn't realize it was so complicated just to grow an etrog, you know what I mean? But it's really interesting. There's a fella who's been farming etrogim, his family has, for like over 50 years, Presbyterian fella.
Here in California.
Yeah, here in California. So a lot of the etrogim that, or that probably the ones maybe we even acquire, are grown here in California. And the article was very interesting. It was talking about the challenges they had this year with all the rains, but how they have, Orthodox rabbis there to supervise this process. And one of the most interesting things is that when they create a new tree from a sapling, in order for it to be a kosher etrog tree, they can't remove the roots at all from the soil. So if they were to take, a little sapling and it fell on a linoleum floor, no soil, that tree's no good. So they have to take it out in such a way where there's always soil surrounding the roots, let it grow in a greenhouse until it's ready to grow, and then plant it. And of course, they wait at least 3 years before they harvest the fruit for the religious purpose. So it's very, very interesting. This Presbyterian farmer knows way more about etrogim and that halacha than I do, let me tell you that. So anyway, I commend that article to you if you're interested. So we're going to do Yigdal, and then we'll just gather in the Sukkah. We'll make Kiddush in the Sukkah. We'll say Le'shev Ba'Sukkah, Shechianu. And we'll do that Ushpizin. Ushpizin is the idea of, means sort of to invite. Every night of Sukkot, we invite a certain illustrious guests from our history. And tonight, it'll be Abraham and Sarah. We start there, okay? Let's do Yigdal on page 53, and I look forward to, first of all, thank you all for being here to help make the minyan. Wish you all a Chag Sameach. Rabbi Marcia Tilchin wanted to just say that I know she was sort of on the marquee today, but I told her, she didn't intend to be. I told her it was fine to stay home and celebrate Sukkot with her family, but she wishes us all a Chag Sameach. And she will be here on Sunday. Oh. What? No, on Sunday. On Sunday. Rabbi Joe will be with us tomorrow. Let's conclude Yigdal, page 53. Yigdal Elohim Chai ve'yishtabach nibtza v'yehinei del metziguto chad v'yin yachid ge'yichudo nelam v'gamin zahav le'ach Elo demutagu v'yeinagu v'lo na'aroch elav kedushato kadmon l'chol davar asher nivra v'shon v'yin reishi l'reish Hino Adon Olam Lechon Otzar Yoreg Dulato U'Malchuto Shefad V'Uato Nidano Elohim She'Yisakulato V'Div Lo Gam Yisrael K'Moshe Navi L'Mabid Et Emunato Torah Nemed Natan L'Yah Moel Hayah Niviyo Ne'eman Lo yachalifa el velo yamir dato, liolahamim lezulato, sofer v'yodeya sidareinu, mabilis of davar bekad. Gomeli ish chesed gimi v'halo, notin l'rashara gerishato, yishlach l'ketz yamin, meshicheinu, livdot mechakeketz yeshu. Meti Michael, Verov Chazdo, Baruch Adehiyad, Shem Dehilato. Meti Michael, Verov Chazdo, Baruch Adehiyad, Shem Dehilato. Chag Sameach, Shabbat Shalom. We can go out this door and we'll make a